You get the email, the promotion went to someone else, and before a single conscious thought forms, your stomach drops. Your shoulders sink. You might even say it out loud without thinking. I feel like the floor just fell out from under me. But the real answer for why you feel that way is far stranger than a figure of speech. Your brain isn't being poetic, it's being literal. Failure doesn't just feel like falling. To your brain, in a very real and measurable way, it is falling. Think about the language you use without ever questioning it. Things fall apart, plans collapse, a relationship crumbles. Your confidence plummets. You're going down in front of everyone. Notice something? Every single one of these phrases describes a body losing its balance and dropping toward the ground. This isn't a coincidence, and it isn't just English. Across unrelated languages, separated by oceans and thousands of years, failure is described the same way: down, falling, sinking. Success, on the other hand, is always up. You rise through the ranks, you're on top of the world, things are looking up. Up is good, down is bad. This pattern is so consistent that two researchers, George Lakoff and Mark Johnson, built an entire framework around it in the late 1970s. They called these patterns conceptual metaphors. The idea that abstract concepts like success and failure aren't just described using physical language. They're actually understood at a cognitive level through physical experience. In other words, your brain doesn't have a separate filing system for emotional falling and physical falling. It uses the same one. So where does this come from? Here's where it gets stranger. Before you could walk, before you could even sit up, your body already had one fear hardwired into it. Not a fear of the dark, not a fear of strangers, a fear of falling. It's called the Moro reflex, and every human infant is born with it. If a baby's head suddenly drops backward, even slightly, its arms fly outward, its fingers spread, and its whole body tenses as if trying to grab onto something. It happens before the baby has any concept of danger, before it has any memories at all. The early psychologist John B. Watson identified this as one of only a small number of fears humans appear to be born with, alongside a fear of loud, sudden noises, not fear of spiders, not fear of the dark, falling. Why would evolution hardwire this so early, so deeply? Because for millions of years, falling was one of the most consistently dangerous things that could happen to a body. A fall from a tree, a slip down a ravine, a loss of footing near a cliff edge. In a world without hospitals, a broken leg could be a death sentence. Your ancestors who reacted instantly and instinctively to the sensation of falling were the ones who survived to pass that reflex on. That reflex never went away. It's still in you right now, wired into your vestibular system, the part of your inner ear that constantly monitors balance and orientation. Even as an adult, if you're startled awake by the sensation of falling, even in a dream, your body reacts before your mind catches up. Heart rate spikes, muscles jolt. Sometimes your whole body twitches. This is the foundation everything else is built on. Now here's the twist. Your brain didn't build a brand new system to process emotional setbacks. Evolution rarely starts from scratch. It's far more efficient to repurpose something that already exists. And the falling detection system was already there, fully wired, ready to go. So when modern humans developed complex social structures, status, reputation, belonging, achievement, the brain didn't need to invent a new way to represent losing your place in the group. It borrowed the oldest, most urgent warning system it had: falling. This is where a researcher named Naomi Eisenberger comes in. In the early 2000s, she ran a series of brain imaging studies looking at social rejection. In one well-known experiment, participants played a simple ball-tossing game while inside an MRI scanner. At some point, the other players, who were actually just part of the program, stopped passing the ball to the participant. The brain scans showed something remarkable. The same regions that activate during physical pain, the anterior cingulate cortex, in particular, lit up during social exclusion. Being left out didn't just feel bad in some abstract emotional sense. It registered neurologically as something close to physical injury. Failure works the same way. When you fail at something, especially something public, something tied to your sense of status or belonging, your brain doesn't file it under minor inconvenience. It files it under threat, physical threat, the same category as falling. That's why failure doesn't just feel emotionally bad. It feels physically bad. The stomach drop, the lightheadedness, the sudden urge to sit down, the way your knees might actually feel weak. None of that is your imagination. Your vestibular system, the same one that's been monitoring your balance since before you could remember, is responding to a threat that isn't physical at all, and it doesn't fully know the difference. Have you ever noticed how people physically react to bad news? They reach for a chair, they lean against a wall, they put a hand out as if steadying themselves. Why would you need to steady yourself against information? Nothing in the room has moved, the floor hasn't tilted, but your body is bracing for a fall that exists only in meaning. This is sometimes called embodied cognition. The idea that your mind doesn't operate separately from your body. Thinking isn't just something that happens in an abstract space behind your eyes. It happens through your body, using your body's oldest systems as the scaffolding for new kinds of understanding, and it goes both ways. Just as failure can make you feel physically unsteady, physical posture can change how resilient you feel emotionally. Slumped shoulders, a lowered head, a collapsed chest. These aren't just symptoms of feeling defeated. Some research suggests they can deepen the feeling of defeat itself. Your body isn't just reporting your emotional state, it's participating in creating it, which means the phrase "pick yourself up" might be more literal than anyone intended. Think about how failure spreads through a body physically in real time. The first wave is almost always vestibular, that drop, that sudden instability, like the ground shifted slightly beneath you. Then comes the postural response, shoulders curling inward, head tilting down, as if minimizing your profile, making yourself smaller, less visible. Then the social withdrawal, not wanting to be seen, not wanting to make eye contact, as if hiding from whatever just saw you fall. Every stage mirrors what an actual physical fall would trigger: the instability, the protective posture, the instinct to retreat and recover before facing the group again. Your brain isn't choosing this response. It's running a script that's been refined over millions of years, applied now to a situation, an email, a missed promotion, a public mistake, that this script was never designed for, but is the closest match it has. So the next time you feel that drop in your stomach after a setback, the next time your shoulders curl inward after a mistake, the next time you say, "I feel like I'm falling," without even thinking about it, know what's actually happening. You're not imagining a metaphor. You're running an ancient program, the same one that once kept your ancestors from tumbling off cliffs and out of trees, now firing in response to a bad email, a missed deadline, a moment of public embarrassment. The ground beneath you hasn't moved, but somewhere in your inner ear, in the oldest part of your nervous system, your body is bracing for impact anyway. Because as far as it's concerned, falling is falling, whether the cliff is made of rock or just made of meaning.